I think rarely does a song get me in the mood for something as much as this gets me in the mood.
You know
for
what?
things.
I really want you to like do the Simpsons Poochie thing for my character. Just put a taped thing on there so I can be a part of the intro.
I need to work with James to redo some of the intros for a lot of stuff, including FK Spoopy Boys. We haven't even settled on a name yet. It's been like 4 months. Cassandra is still pushing hard for Spoop Troop.
Spoop Troop!
Spoop Troop is the best.
I like that actually.
I like Spoop Troop.
I got to convince Colin. So, all right. So I would ask a question right off the bat. I forgot to ask before we got to being on the stream. For Akko and Charity, do you want your codas? Do you want it at the beginning of the episode or at the end?
I like ends.
Okay.
Personally.
Ready?
Can we do mine at the beginning?
Yes, we definitely can.
Okay.
I like the idea of actually splitting them up.
Mm-hmm.
That was my thought too.
But I think it's hard to. I thought about trying to drop them in the middle, like doing a meanwhile, but I already do so much meanwhiling.
There's a lot of meanwhiling.
There's a lot of meanwhiling.
I don't want to. I also don't want to like get you either one of you in a space where like you're doing your primary character, and then I'm like meanwhile, and you're like whoa. I can't just change. I can't just take the mask down. You know, at the drop of a hat, you asshole.
Can't take my face.
Enforce this midstream.
Yeah, you can't stop me midstream. All right. So that since I asked that question, I'm not going to ask any more questions. Oh, you know, I will ask you a question.
Lies
and propaganda spread by the man. Go around, tell everybody who you are, who your character or characters are, and have you seen the Robert Eggers Nosferatu trailer yet? And if you have, what were your thoughts?
You realize you're going to be the only, you and me, because you've shown me it. We're going to be the only ones who've ever seen it.
I know Colin posted it everywhere today. We're both super stoked about it.
Well, I am Nate. I'm playing Twig Swiftstrike, Otterkin Rogue Warlock. I have not seen said trailer. I will have to watch it later.
Bombas to you all!
I'm Shan. I use they series pronouns. I will be playing Charity for a short amount of time, who is an artificer and an agent of chaos and a giant pain in our backsides. And then I will be shifting to Leona Clavella, who is a very different character in so many ways.
Just sum it up.
just sum it right up. Yeah, that's all I got. My brain is soup. I know I have she, her pronouns listed. That is for the character. And let me clarify, because there's a lot of pronouns. So like Shan, the player, uses, you know what? I'm gonna, you know what? My pronouns are God bless America. Leona uses she, her.
Okay.
Shan uses they, them. I like that. Thank you for the clarity.
No problem. I just was like,
There.
I try to be good. Good ally.
No, you're great. You're great. You're
Not
great.
always
I literally had this conversation with someone at work today too. So don't feel bad.
Well, I always think it's weird too because it's like, how does it? Anyway, we'll talk about that on prep school.
Yeah.
All right, moving on.
Hi, I am Richard, also known as Draz, also known as Snicked, who is a Kenku Soul Blade. Yeah, and I saw 2/3 of the trailer when Twitter decided to freeze on me in the middle of the trailer.
What did you think?
And Elon,
What I
you piece of
saw
shit.
was interesting.
It looks beautiful.
Yeah, it does.
It's like if you've seen The Northman or you've seen The Lighthouse or The Vitch, it's like an Eggers movie, but he has a big budget. So he's like, oh, hey, remember when Coppola did that Dracula movie? Yeah. This
Yeah.
is me doing that Dracula movie on steroids. So I'm very excited.
I'm Cassandra. I am playing Amulet Sticky Fingers, who is a Kender barbarian. Things everyone sees them. They're all around. Everyone knows who they are. I have seen the trailer because you made me watch it. I think it looks really good.
Wow.
But I also think it's really interesting if you're familiar with the I can't think of who did that Dracula now.
Francis Ford Coppola.
With Johnny Depp? Not Johnny Depp.
With Keanu?
Keanu Reeves.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's got so many of those beats in there. If you're looking, you can see how that's similar in the other movie.
Yeah,
I really dig that.
You know what Coppola's movie
Friends.
didn't have? It didn't have William fucking Dafoe.
No, I didn't.
Like,
Which is, I'm not saying one's better than the other. I just was like, I liked that they took that and did like little homages to it in the trailer, so that there's in the movie. It's really cute. I like it.
No, but like the addition of Willem Dafoe to anything is kind of an improvement. It's like I will go out of my way to watch a movie if Willem Dafoe is in it. Weird as that sounds.
Also very excited that we never get to really see the Nosferatu. So I believe it's William Skarsgård is playing Nosferatu. So we don't really get to see any straight view. We see in shadow. We see like from the back, all hunched up. But we don't.
Oh, you had me at Skarsgård. No, we good. We Gucci. Let's go.
Nicholas Holt as well.
I'm watching that as soon as we're done tonight.
It looks
trailer's going up.
Whew. Last but certainly not least, the man, the myth, the legend.
What if Nosferatu is just Christopher Lloyd and Uncle Fester?
I swear I thought you were going to say Christopher Walken, and I was going to be like, I would watch that.
I also would watch that. Yeah, Christopher Walken as
It could be. You don't know.
I can't be in sunlight.
David Eggers is good, but he's no Francis Ford Coppola, the famous winemaker.
Damn it, Warrior, that was.
I'm Warrior. Hi. I am playing Montgomery Burnside. He is a 13-year-old GIF artifighter, and then later I'll be playing Akko, he's a fighter. He used to be dead, but he's not anymore. That's nice. That's nice for him. We like that for him.
And the perfect song comes on for us to begin in my headphones, and I'm super excited about that. All right, we pop in to Storm Song, and Charity is giving orders and explaining some things to a few folks as work on the stone grid continues, adjustments on it being destroyed. When a portal opens and two Mesoloths walk out. Two Mesoloths you recognize. It's Klax and Vit. And they click their way up to you. People just scatter in terror. They come right up. They both do a full, like, all four arms bow, and they hand you a piece of paper.
Oh,
A parchment.
okay. take it and unroll the parchment. And she'll literally like as she's unrolling it, like, y'all need to chill out. Seriously, it's fine.
They're like
See
looking
me
around,
pacing
to, like
myself.
checking everything out because they've never been here.
Mm.
It's from Tani, and he would like to speak to you in person. This is an invite to his abode on Avernus,
Ugh.
and it's for right now.
I literally hate my life. Literally hate it. Hate
They
it.
both make their clicking talk back and forth, and you can see them doing what passes for laughing and Yugoloth.
Um, she just kind of takes it and like stuffs it in a random pocket of her overalls, and she's like, all right, let's go, because apparently I got nothing better to do today. You know, rebuilding buildings, and doing this, and then more.
You make your way in, and you go through a portal, and this is like extremely lavish. It kind of reminds you a little bit of the open house, except for a little more opulent. And they're sitting upon a large chair with a chair beside it. There's like a meal prepared on a small table, and in the corner is like a massive rectangle with a large drapery over it, hooked to a cord that can be pulled. And you see Tawny sitting there, and he beckons you to sit with him.
Mm. She'll kind of like walk in, glancing around as she takes a seat. Nice digs, Pops. Looking good around here. How you been?
You notice that he still moves awkwardly, like he's still not fully healed from taking that bomb to the face. He says, someone has forgotten that this is their day, and it has been a long time since I've remembered. So I've invited you here. And he pulls the top off, and there's a cake. This is the day I first found you. Not when you found me, and not when you came to open house, but when I found you.
Aww.
And since you now sit on your own throne and have your own responsibilities, I fear that these times will be shorter and shorter. They were already too short. So much regret on not having the proper amount of time with all of you. By far, of all my children, you were cheated the most. I did not have the opportunity to explain exactly why and wherefores. Some I cannot. That being said, I am here to not only give you this delicious, delicious treat, but a gift.
I mean, I'm all for cake, and it's actually really nice. Like, thank you. She looks genuinely shocked. She's like, what? Like she's waiting for the other shoe to drop. Like, what's a catch?
He stands up and he's got a cane, and he walks you over in front of the rectangle. And he pulls the cord. And it's a cage. And inside the cage sits Ragash. And above Ragash, there's a very fancy, ornate, for lack of a better term, bucket. And it says, my gift to you is a lesson. I don't believe in opportunities. I believe in efficiencies.
Go on.
This is an opportunity. Dangling above Ragesh's filthy head is efficiency. It is liquid from the river Styx. Should you choose to pull this cord, he will be bathed in that water, and he will forever be a non-issue for you or anyone else you care for. An efficiency. For to leave him in the state he's in now, he will forever be an opportunity to hurt you or anyone else.
Is he in pain right now?
He's bound. He's just glaring at you.
Okay. Does he look?
Pain for beings such as he and I is relative. While my body is injured, I would not say I'm necessarily in great deal of discomfort. Is he in pain? Well, he certainly is unhappy.
What exactly will happen?
He will no longer know who he or any of his past history was or is.
Can it be?
And as you well
repaired?
know, because they talked about this before
Yeah.
when you guys were in Mount Celestia, River Styx just wipes you. And
Is there any? I'm so sorry. I feel like my hamster's like up to no good over here. I don't know what. Bubble. I don't know what. What are you fucking doing? There's this like substrate going like this, and I hear like,
dabbing like crazy.
are you having a Shawshank moment? What is happening?
Every time you turn around because your background's on, it looks like you're like maybe staring at a ghost or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so funny. I keep like they're usually really quiet. It's so early. It's only 7, and usually they're like levels dead asleep. And I keep hearing this rustling, so I thought one of the cats was getting into it, and I literally just saw a bunch of their colorful substrate from inside go. Like, what are you doing? What do you mean?
Just rearranging,
Yes,
reorganizing,
animals. I swear to
redecorating.
God. They're all acting out because we were gone for like a week, so they're all just wacky. Is there any opportunity for him? Like, would I know? Is there, or can I do a check?
Yeah, you can you can definitely do an Arcana check.
Singing away. It's gonna be a 19.
Okay, what are you trying to figure out?
I want to see, like, is there any way that he could regain that in any way? Like, what is the likelihood of his ability to regain that through some kind of magical
a wish spell,
Okay.
but only if it's cast by someone who can explain it in the perfect way for what he's losing. Because he won't even be able to tell them, like, oh, I got water from the river Styx dumped on me. He just won't remember anything.
Okay.
Not even this moment.
So he would. Oh, okay. I mean, it seems the quick and logical solution.
Well, we didn't kill him, which would just cause him to come back again and again and again.
Yeah.
They're remarkably hard to kill.
Real pain in the ass, that, honestly. Like, that's kind of like, can I be real with you? You guys are cool and all. That's kind of a bullshit deal. It's a little bit meta. I'm just saying.
It's while it has its merits, and it has allowed me to see many, many things. Some very good, some of them not so much, which is another thing I'd like to broach with you. But first this. One thing I have learned, and why I'm telling you this now, is when you leave loose ends, especially loose ends that can outlive you, it tends to leave those you leave behind at serious risk of repercussions they did not sow. And this is a being like myself who is a walking repercussion.
And like immediately her brain goes to Amulet, who has a family, who knows that like Amulet has a future. Like, she thinks of her friends. She thinks of like the families that they had. She thinks of all those things, and she just nods and goes, "Yep. Can't have him mucking that up, can we?"
Hands you the cord.
Yep, she takes it and pulls.
Okay. So after that, you see like Ragash kind of
Gotta save my friends.
kind of goes into like a state of not knowing anything, like just kind of being stunned, and Clax and Vit and some other road figures come in and they basically carefully clean him off. They take him out and they lead him out of the room.
Is he conscious when they lead him out of the room?
Confused, like in a stupor.
If he makes eye contact with her,
Does he make eye contact with you?
I like to think so.
Okay.
And I like to think that she just stares back with zero expression. Nothing. Like she gives him nothing in that moment in the hope that like it sticks with him for some reason. Like in her mind, she's going like, yeah, I hope I haunt your fucking dreams.
So he bades you to sit down with him.
Okay.
And he says, I'm going to do something, and then I'm going to give you access to something.
This feels like a lot of gifting. Like I okay.
Well, unfortunate you all have grown to a point where I would have done this already.
Mm.
But your circumstances are all wildly different. And because of the circumstances of the multiverse around us, I must make allowances and expedite the process. And he casts a spell. And you realize that the GS on you is gone.
Oh.
And then he reaches into his puffy shirt pocket with his smoking jacket and he hands you a key. This is a key to my private library. When you have questions, and you will, about the nature of things, about the nature of why and how I found all of you, from the first siblings to your siblings, and why, it's all there. I will tell you
She's like
now.
shocked.
I will tell you now. Not everything you will find will show me in the best light, nor should it, but it will show.
I mean, for what it's worth, the apple didn't fall too far from the tree on that note.
He smiles a very like Cheshire cat grin, which no pun intended, I guess. But he says that he says things are accelerated to a point where I don't know what will happen. My network has been more or less blown to the winds. I do not have the capacity to make the alterations I wished. So I must secure what I can now and simply do what I always planned on doing when I started this entire, what started as a project and instead became a family. He almost looks like he can't even fathom that this has happened, and says to trust in those who I brought into this cacophony.
Thank you.
Oh, he smiles. He takes one of his big giant cat finger claw things and runs it right through the cake and eats a big spoonful off of his finger. And he reaches down and he hugs you.
She hugs him back. It is like a big bear hug. Like she's.
And he says, that key will allow you entrance. I may occasionally be there and I may not. You unfortunately cannot bring your remaining siblings here because they still have the Geas upon them. My plan is to eventually remove that as well from all of your siblings. These are the beginnings of interesting times, and we need to all come clean with one another, rally ourselves as a family would, and face what we need to face. He smiles really big and he's like, but right now I have other business I must attend to, unfortunately. With your bid, I will be taking my leave. And should you ever want, you can simply reach me through a note on my desk in my library, and I would be more than happy to come visit, or you can come visit me.
I actually like that a lot.
He smiles, and then like he looks around to make sure no one's looking, and he bends down, kisses you on the forehead, and messes with your hair, and then he kind of giggles as he saunters with a limp out of the room.
Before he can leave, she runs up behind
Don't grab
him.
his tail. Don't grab his tail, Cass.
She's
No.
not gonna grab his tail. No, she'll go, "Hey," and she'll just
Is for horses, or so I
she'll
believe.
she'll just like throw her arms around him and just like really quietly just say,
Thanks, Dad.
Oh, my dear. I don't know if you'll thank me in the very end, but for what it's worth, words like that and moments like this mean that all the decisions were worth it.
Go easy on yourself for a while, okay?
He smiles a very sad smile and he says, I don't know if you'll agree with that once you've read everything in that library, but I will attempt to. And he makes his way out of the room. And Clax and Vit return, and they're carrying crates. And they will accompany you once you decide to leave back to Stormsong, and they bring a series of crates through. It takes them about 6 trips apiece, and it's a lot of the goods that you need to work on the stone grid. That being said, a lot of it you realize is tainted with infernal energy. Warrior, I have no idea what you're shaking your head about so vehemently or mouthing words, but I'm like, oh shit, Warrior is about to. Okay.
Also, she 100% took that whole ass cake with her. The whole ass cake.
The show's
First children.
the worst children. All right. Meanwhile, back back in liminal space, the adults have arrived. Johnny Law's here, and Bellish stands before them and before all of you, and it is that moment of truth, because you can tell he knows that this is it. Nigella is there, Eric is there, among others. And Eric basically tells him, like, in front of everyone, like, we're going to put you down.
Didn't Bellish already die?
Bellish is a vampire. He did not die. He got blown away by trying to grab onto Luminal.
Okay.
Who's just standing there, naked as the day they were created. Their glow starting to shrink down. You also notice they're a lot smaller than they were. Bellish looks at you like pleadingly. He actually has like the ring of bloody tears in his eyes. God damn it, Shaggy. And says, you know what I was trying to do. You know what I wanted. Just don't let them do this. Don't let them do this to me. And he turns and looks at Eric and says, you couldn't kill me if you tried.
He wants us to save him after he tried to kill us with his vampires? Is that the gist I'm getting here?
He tried to turn you.
Yeah, that's...
Like you said, he wanted a family. He feels like he's been pushed out. And his 2 siblings were gone.
That's not how you get a family.
Oh,
Well, he did learn from someone who sort of did do things that way.
Suppose. I mean, he didn't change us though. Not in that kind of sense.
He's on my list, isn't he?
Bellish? Yeah, he's a vampire.
Are they undead? Yes, they on your list.
Yeah.
Well, there's on the list and then not on the list yet.
Mhm.
Fair.
On the list potentials.
It would be impractical to list all of the undead.
Yeah.
Specific.
That's a long list. He says, like, he turns away from Eric. You notice, like, when he talks to Eric, like, his facial, not his expression, but his actual structure of his face changes. And it looks fucking terrifying. But when he turns back to you, he looks normal. He looks like you've known him to look most of the time.
Can I tell if he's playing us?
You can make an insight check.
Okay.
I mean, anyone who wants to can.
I'm inside plus 0, so I rolled a 12.
Ooh.
Yeah, probably. Leona's
26.
like, yeah.
14.
Okay.
Which is basically 26.
I rolled an 18, so I
So
got
with a 12 and a 14, he seems very earnest. And he seems like very hurt by all of this. With a 26, he's literally pleading for his very existence, and not so much in it like, I'm undead, they're gonna put a stake in me, and more like his incomplete sense of self. Like, all I've known is that I'm a part of this family, and now this is like the ultimate insult.
Mr. Eric, hi, it's Monty Burnside. I'm over here. Hi.
Montgomery.
So, yep. Maybe you don't kill him. He's
Montgomery.
like, what?
I appreciate the input.
It feels like
10 people
you
are
don't really appreciate
10
it.
people are dead.
I know, but like, is an eye for an eye or an eye for 10 eyes really like the way we want to do things here? Like, why don't you just?
He didn't.
He just wanted a family. Why don't you make
He
him?
didn't eat them. He turned them. He has what he calls cattle in his room. He systematically chose people to turn them. Didn't ask. Didn't consult their families. He just took them.
No, and that is bad. I understand that. Like, I get, like, we agree there, Professor, Doctor King. What are you?
What am I? I'm just a magistrate. Thank you, though.
Magistrate. Okay, magistrate.
And to you, I'm just Eric.
Eric. Jesus. Honorifics are so hard. No wonder I didn't do good in honorifics.
Coming from the guy who wanted to be called commander.
That was a childhood phase that I went through. I was 9 years old, Eric.
Twig.
I'm 13 now. I'm a whole different person.
He looks at you and he actually is like, yes, you definitely are.
Just
Twig and
it was bad, but like
Lumina walks up and starts like touching you.
Me?
No, Twig and Amulet.
Hey, what are you doing?
Hey, Anzi.
They say, "Oh, I came back."
You should get with your wiener.
We're glad you're here, but how?
She sent me back. She said, I get this again.
She who?
She.
That I don't know who she is.
Who I serve.
Who is that?
Well, I can't name her. There's power in names. And he takes off your jacket and wraps it around themselves so you can't see their genitals anymore.
I feel like we're playing a who's on first. Do I get an idea of who he's referencing?
No, you've never known who
Okay.
Luminal actually was an angel for. but it's all going away.
What-
So it's a fresh start. But I know you, and I know you, and you burn so bright. And I know her, and he points over to Bliss, and I know Charity, and I know Akko. But they're not here. They're somewhere else. Both
Nah.
of them.
Charity's got big boss lady stuff to do. She is busy.
Storm Song?
Yep.
They say with like confusion. And then Akko.
I don't know. They keep saying he's dead. I don't believe it.
He went home. And they look up and they say, home, 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 home. They're snapping their fingers and it's already gone. I just know Akko.
I'm pretty sure he'll be back.
So I came back to be with all of you. This is my second chance. I earned this.
Well, we're glad you're here. Can you do anything about Bellish?
Maybe the question is, can you do anything to help everyone else?
Oh no, I was way up here and now I'm way down here. Like I said, I'm starting over. She hit the reset button.
Can you ask her?
Oh no. I have to move my way back up and show my reverence for her again. I can't.
Did she start the reset button? Did she reset you out of niceness, or did something go wrong?
It was a gift. It was I think it was a gift. And you can tell looking at them that it's gone. They don't even know now.
What do you know about vampires?
They're undead creatures that are a bastardization of life itself.
Yep.
And that one is a vampire. Points right at Bellish. Hence the reason they couldn't touch me. But I could probably guarantee they could touch me now. All the light has drained out of Luminal's form. They look like. Does anyone remember I can't remember what the 4th edition race was called now. It was one of the player races, and it's not in 5th edition. Eladrin. Do you remember what Eladrins look like?
Thank you. I was like, damn. It was
I know,
like right
it was
there.
like
I kept
right
going,
there.
Azamar? No, that's Pathfinder.
Well, I mean, it's also D&D. It's just not a race anymore. I think it was like a 3rd edition race, though. It was Asmar, the flip side of Tieflings in 3rd edition. No, so their skin has gone like a pale purple, and you can see symbols very similar to all of yours in dark purple, but much larger, on more geometrical on their whole form.
Except not the whole form, because he has a coat.
And that's when they hand the coat back.
Wait, whose coat did they have?
Your coat. And you realize they don't have genitalia.
I guess I don't have to worry about it rubbing on the coat then.
And they say, I'm sorry, I just didn't want to embarrass anyone. But now that's been solved.
Don't you need something, though?
Oh, I get to choose. I just haven't made that decision yet.
Okay, that makes sense.
That's the reset. And they're like having this conversation. Meanwhile, Monty, you are not arguing, but you're like, having this dialogue with Eric, like, and Bellish is like pleading for their life, and Eric's like, Monty, what?
It's really set. Like he didn't mean it like bad. Like I get that it's wrong, but like
Monty, you're a soldier, right?
I was a soldier. Now I'm enlisted.
He looks at you like you guys look at you like what?
don't
And then
know.
finally Nigella pushes her way between you two, and casts a spell at Bellish, and you see him enveloped in a mirror, and then the mirror goes away.
What was that?
I banished him. I'm tired of listening to everyone bicker.
Is
My
he in the
rule.
maze?
No.
Okay.
Ben,
But
what
he's
time
no
of day?
longer allowed here.
But you just
Oh.
set him free somewhere else?
For now.
Okay, see, that was actually my solution. So I kind of won, Eric, actually. So you
Eric
just,
looks at you and goes, yeah, you did kind of win.
you just lost a break.
And then you notice he looks at her with just this look of like,
Hey, Ben.
Hmm.
What time of day is it?
You're in liminal space, so there is no day night real.
Are there stars?
No, remember the sky's like a green, except for the hole in it that Luminal punched.
Was there any stars?
Which now the
through the
green sun that is the Shadoo is trying to close, and you all look up, and I need you to make wisdom saving throws.
This is omnipotent, but I never can use it because there's never any stars around.
Dirty 20.
18.
16.
Oh, I thought you said 6. And I was like, oh, Monty.
17.
Okay.
Wisdom save.
Yep.
Sorry, I had to put my hamster away. 19.
Also a name of an album from college. Eric like takes a step back and looks stunned, but not affected. Luminal collapses, and Nigella has a seizure because you look up and there are eyes looking back. And I don't mean like a pair of eyes. I mean like eyes in different size, shapes, orientation, irises looking through this hole at you. And then slowly that green energy from the Shadoo closes up very, very, very temporarily this hole.
Is that going to be a problem?
That is a problem.
What was that?
He kind of takes for a second. He says, we're hiding in a liminal space in a pocket between everything, between the blind eternities. So something in there just saw us, and I don't know. And that's when this alarm goes off from the green sphere in the sky. And Leona, you get teleported.
Just out of the blue.
You find yourself in the Citadel of the Shadoo. And you're standing across from a series of individuals. You sort of know who they are, but not really. One among many, Cassandra and Jacob Strong Brumelis, Professor Jiggly, Monty's parents, and the Shadoo's head looking much like the great and powerful Oz, except for more Babylonian. Floating in the center says that they have enacted the protocols they'd all discussed, and then turns to look at you and says, I understand that you're familiar with great magical energies and how to control them efficiently.
That would be a correct assumption, yes.
Then we will need your assistance in this matter. I'm sorry that you were taken without prior warning
Or consent.
or consent. In this particular fashion, it was more about expediency. In the future, I shall ask for your consent. Please forgive this one.
Would be most appreciative in the future.
A large half-orc, like tall, wide-shouldered but very slim in waist, in a white, like almost like like old school doctor smock, but went over and had like the clips on the side and a pair of goggles. Walks over and puts his hand on your shoulder and bends down and goes, I've never heard anyone get him to apologize. Congratulations. You've one-upped even my wife. And he kind of looks around and he says, welcome to the science squad. And puts his massive hand out.
Pleasure to meet you.
Yes, my name is Jacob. I am a biologist. Well, technically a chemist. He points to he with mini and says, that's our biologist.
Oh, it's a rather fascinating field. I'd love to learn more.
You are apparently our arcane expert on flows of energy, which we will need in order to, and the Shadu says, enough. Please continue about your work while I check in with our allies abroad. We'll come back to that. On the down below, meanwhile, the rest of you are sitting there, and boof, Leona's gone.
Who did that?
Eric is tending to Nigella right now. Is anyone tending to Luminal?
Ken.
Monty is. Yeah, Monty is over there.
Monty Ken.
They are just like curled up against you in the fetal position, crying heavily.
Hey, it's okay. It's okay. Hey.
Bliss makes their
Okay.
way over, and
Hey.
they use one of their innate magical abilities and calm them, but they're like, it's not going to last terribly long, Monty. I think they need some medical attention or sedation or something.
Okay. Monty will. Sure. Monty's like, I think I can kind of do that now. He'll cast Cure Wounds. Liminal.
You cast Cure Wounds. It seems to settle them. And she says, we should probably take him to Dr. Barry Wine.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I need like a fix back anyway, so we should go.
So you two leave. Twig, Snicked, Amulet, what are you doing?
The second that Leona disappears, Snicked immediately tries to hide and just starts looking all around the area for her.
Yeah, you can make me a perception check.
20.
You've dealt with enough magical bullshit in Storm Song that you realize that was magic, and you're pretty sure what you're realizing now is that it was some sort of teleportation. It doesn't ease your like anxiety over it, but it certainly leads you to believe like, well, this is supposed to be a place where it's supposed to be sort of asshole free, although we did just banish an asshole. And then this asshole fell through and broke this where we live. And there's a lot more assholes here than I was led to believe.
I'm surrounded by assholes.
Yes, exactly. Do you want to ask anybody? Oops, all assholes, yeah.
No, the first thing he will do actually is he will attempt. Well, the first thing he's going to do is attempt to reach out with telepathy to Leona.
What's the distance on that?
Not very far, and that's why.
Yeah, she's
knowing
basically in the sun.
She's
so.
not here.
Yeah, you get it. You get like an echo, because one thing I will say is like the Shadu is not in any way, shape, or form trying to prevent contact or like put anyone, make anyone uneasy. So you get an echo back that she's on the green sun. You get this very calming voice. This big-headed Babylonian head says, "Everything is cool, man. She's on the green sun."
And he just the loudest high pitched bird shriek.
Be cool, man. Don't make this awkward.
Snicked can talk telepathically, but when somebody talks telepathically to him, he freaks the hell out because he
That's
doesn't
fair.
know where it's coming from.
I would be freaked out too if some giant Babylonian head on a body on a like deer body with wings was like, chill out, dude. I would be like, what the fuck have I eaten? Take it down a notch, buddy. Okay, Twig, Emil, what are you doing?
So we see Snick freaking out.
Freaking out, yeah.
How close is he?
Snick said he hid. So Snick, make a stealth check, and you can make a perception check against Snick.
21.
Also 21.
I had made the previous check at 22.
Oh, you have an idea of a general area of a place.
Although once I started screaming, I'm pretty sure I came out of.
Yeah, I think so too. That's why I was
Stealth.
make another roll.
23.
It's better.
No, 29.
Oh, shit.
Shit.
It's gotten
There's
worse.
a reason when you were like, make that check. You had him make a stealth check, and I was like, this is gonna be funny.
You never know.
I know this character inside and out. This is gonna be funny.
You never know. At that point, like Eric looks up and like picks Nigella up and looks at all of you, and he's like, "Don't you guys have a fucking graduation to get to? Move it."
But
Do we?
our friend
Yeah.
disappeared. Whatever. That's not good.
Twig, no offense, but your friends always disappear. You know what they do? They always come back. I'm sure he had a reason. I'm sure he is.
She.
Oh,
Leona?
Leona?
Yeah.
Head in the sky.
Oh. Okay.
Just act like you don't live here.
I mean, there were eyeballs in the sky too. It could have been that.
We're not going to talk about that right now.
We need to talk about it sometime.
Head in the sky can talk to you about it. That is above my pay grade. And that's when Nigella puts herself together and she kind of pushes Eric away for a second, stands up, and she's just like wiping just beads of sweat from her face. And she looks at both of you and says, "Get to the graduation. I don't want to have to repeat myself."
Okay.
Amulet takes a pastry out of her bag, and she's gonna start leaving pieces and hoping that Snix follows us.
They both look at you like sideways as you walk away, leaving this breadcrumb. You get a glimpse of it as you look over your shoulder. Like her tiara like folds down into almost like a light grid, like helmet piece without a helmet. And she says, "Snicked of Storm Song, come out now." You can hear her like she's standing next to you, Snicked.
He looks around and then pops out.
Go to the graduation. I promise Leona's fine. Okay?
He just kind of nods.
This is good.
I'll hold out my hand in case he needs to hold a hand or something. I don't know.
No, he just kind of like kicks dirt and sulks as he walks behind everybody.
So it takes like another hour where Monty and Bliss are with Luminal and Dr. Berrywine. I've administered. You guys know I'm not a real doctor. You
What?
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 I
I've been drinking your curative tonic for years with the understanding that it will provide me with
I'm
distinct medical benefit.
I'm more of a concoction chemist, not a doctor.
Why did you call yourself doctor then?
That's
Why don't
my
you call
name.
yourself
My name
concoction
is my
chemist
name.
berry wine?
My name is Doctor.
Really?
My first name is
His
Doctor.
first name is Doctor.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I know how that can
Well, I've been
cause like
assuming all this time. I didn't. I never thought to
confusion,
question your pedigree, but like
but that's just like my
that's
that's
just
just like
no,
my
no, no,
name.
no. You make really good. Okay, no, that's fine. Like that's cool. Like that's you make really good soft drinks.
It's a lot of trial and error and scientific
Yeah,
method.
yeah. I'm
Yeah,
kind of a scientist myself, actually.
ingredients
Like,
and beakers.
I know.
Bunsen burner.
If you want to like talk science sometime, we can like do that.
I'm not a scientist.
Okay.
I'm a confectionery chemist.
Okay, confection is a manner of chemistry. It's fine. Like you're really like throwing yourself under the bus here.
You catch over his shoulder. Luminal is awake and is literally like got 2 bottles of Dr. Berrywine's cherry elixir, just chugging them. And
Okay,
Bliss is
well,
like trying to pull, and you look, Monty, and there's like 6 empty bottles, like in various states of
man,
disarray,
you're gonna have
and they
you're
are
gonna have
just
a tummy ache.
slamming these down.
Oh,
And Bliss is like,
they're gonna have a tummy ache.
put it
They're
down,
gonna have
put
a
it.
tummy ache. That's okay. Hey, doctor, can I call you doctor or should I call you Mr.
It's
Berrywine?
fine.
Like, are you an adult?
Doctor's my first name. I am indeed I'm an adult.
Okay,
I'm an
I don't
adult.
know. I don't know. I feel
I
like I'm
don't
learning a
know
lot about
either
you today. I
sometimes.
don't want to presume.
I mean, yeah, I guess like
Okay,
you thought I was a doctor, so I guess presumption bad.
it's not really bad.
Takes a huge swig of some Bunsen burner concoction that he had going, and his eyes get real wide.
I think we're gonna go. I think this is getting weird, honestly, like a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
Like the
she
vibes
appears
are
to
off.
be pretty good right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Everything
think
appears to be
everyone's
good with
okay.
her. And you
Yeah,
look
I think
over and Luminal no longer looks non-gendered. And
Oh,
you immediately have to turn away because I don't think you've witnessed those before. And Bliss is like forcing a Dr. Berrywine halfling cloak on this full-size person. Or lab coat, not cloak.
Poor Monty.
Bliss like runs over and puts her hands over Monty's eyes. And
Hey, wait, what are you doing?
Like, don't do that.
I'm
Do
witnessing.
that in private. And they are like, what? I'm figuring it out.
That's what I'm saying. I'm also figuring it out.
Yeah, and she walks over and puts her arm around Monty. Goes, "We're figuring it out.
We're figuring it out.
I swear to God."
Well, let's go figure it out somewhere else. Weird vibe in here.
Weird vibe. Right. So you get over there and you get proper. Yes, I did pretty good, Clark.
It was very good, Clark. It was very good.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite characters Clark ever played. So
it was very funny.
I love Dr. Berrywine.
Dr. Berrywine was great.
A natural love for Dr. Berrywine. All right, because Clark played him like, oh, and I remember Clark saying, I was like, so he's a doctor. He's like, no, his first name is Doctor.
Yes.
I was like, oh shit, is he Dr. Berrywine? He's like, oh no, he's not a doctor at all.
Absolutely
like, all right. Anyway, you all head to the ceremony. And we'll get to what Leona's up to in a moment. So as you're there, you see people graduating. You see Rosalie Strong Rumelis graduate. You see Amaluf the All-Seeing. You see Creston Klein. You see them doing a in memoriam for Bosana. You see the great I Am and Runny Inc. both get graduation honors, but they've both gone back to Storm Song. And then you hear the announcement from Nigella that we have one more graduate. And as you're all standing there together, she says, Bliss. And Bliss kind of looks at all of you, kind of like and then walks up and graduates. And then there's a small celebration. And as you guys are kind of standing there and Bliss is talking to Nigella, you see Eric go up to Erlen and they start speaking. And eventually both of them make their way back to where the group of you are. And they both start by saying, I have something I need to tell you. And then they both like look at each other like, what? And he goes, oh, you go first. And Bliss tells you, I didn't want to tell you, but I graduated.
I thought it just happened.
So yeah.
Well, and Monty, I'm mainly talking to my siblings. Sorry. I look at you as a brother, but like Twig and Amulet, we like, and Akko and Charity and I like share blood.
It was kind of a surprise.
Yeah. So this is between all of us. I'm leaving.
Where are you going?
I'm not telling you.
Why not?
Because I have some things I have to sort out.
Okay.
This isn't goodbye. This is just until I see you again. So don't tell anyone, because I don't want anyone getting in my way. And since the tower's on lockdown, I can't take a door out. So I've had to figure out another way to leave. And then she hugs all of you, even Snicked.
Well, you know we got your back, but are you going to be okay?
She looks at you and she says, if you would have asked me that 6 years ago, I would, as I stood in line to volunteer for the Blood War in the middle of Sigil to fight, I would have said, I don't know and I don't care. Now I think probably. And no matter what, and she touches where both of your scars are, or scars, your little birthmark things are. You see hers glow, and she's like, I know that you'll always be able to find me, and I'll always be able to find you.
All right. If you need us, be sure to call.
She hugs the both of you the tightest. Scarecrow, I missed you most of all.
When she hugs me, I whisper in her ear, bring me back something cool.
She's like, check your pockets. And then she walks away.
What's in my pockets?
Erlen's like, oh, okay. Actually, you know what? You check your pockets. She stole from you.
No.
Oh, that's why they let her
As long as
graduate.
it's not the pastry hinky thingy.
Erlen goes, I didn't graduate, but I did. I am joining the magistrates. I didn't want to tell all of you. I talked to Eric about it a few times, but I think it's the right thing to do. And it's no offense to any of you because you're my family, but I'm from South Nebraska, and Eric's from Pasadena. I mean, we kind of get it in a way that I don't think anybody else can. You guys are all fantastic. You come from fantastic places. You can do fantastic things. And you're all, I mean, for lack of a better term, you're magic. And I don't mean in a spellcasty woo way, in a Kellic way. I mean you're magic. I'm just a guy. But because of all of you, I'm better than just a guy. And this place and all of you, and I don't want to go home. This is home. You're all home. So what better way for me to serve my purpose than to protect home? I was a shitty student, and all I did was get killed when we went to Mount Celestia. But I'm better than I ever was because of all of you, and it's my turn to return the favor. I know I can't go on grand adventures with you and do all the things you can do, but I can keep home safe. I can protect all the people you care about when all of you go one about everywhere and do everything. I guess I kind of got to grow up. And Eric gave me an opportunity, and I'm going to take it. I wanted to ask all of you about it ahead of time, but it's not your call. And I don't need, this is meant to hurt anyone's feelings. I don't need you all to make my decisions for me.
Yeah, there's no one I'd rather have watching our backs, keeping everybody safe.
Well, now you know you can break rules because you got me to help you bend them. And he kind of laughs and he hugs all of you, and then he jogs to go catch up with Eric. And right as Krellis jogs up, and she's like, "Where'd those two losers go?"
They're just making sure we're safe.
They have things to do.
Well, first of all, Bliss, cool, stick in the mud. Erlen, try hard. I don't know why anyone wouldn't want to hang out with us and go break some shit. Right? And she's like elbowing Monty in the shoulder.
Yeah, no, you're right. Try hard. Just like you're trying hard to go on a date with him sometime.
She turns and looks at you and she's like, I told you that private.
Everybody knows.
Well,
it's really obvious.
If anytime I want to, I could. I'm just choosing.
No, I know. No, you totally could. Like
the whole time
totally
this is going on, like
I'm your
Luminal is standing next to Snicked and just watching this like a ping pong ball. Like, and then keeps looking at Snicked, who's also just like looking back at them, and they're just watching.
Doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Ping pong.
And they look down at you, Snicked, and go, why can't I just be you? Close their eyes and concentrates really hard, and nothing happens.
Nick pulls out some of those scones that he still has. Just holds it out.
She like stuffs them awkwardly in her face, like she was with the berry wine, like two fisting it with the scones. Like some of it gets in her mouth and some of it does not. And she's like,
straight up Cookie Monster in those scones.
This is way harder than I remember it being. And then we go back up to the science squad. A portal opens and Jabril comes through. And he looks around and he says, oh, well, Leona, is it? I don't believe we've had the opportunity to meet one another.
No, I don't believe so, not yet.
Well, I am a resident wizard and all around gallivanting playboy.
Oh, yes. Yes, I think I've heard of you. Yes.
Everyone has, whether they know it or not. And you see them all just like staring at him, talking to you.
She's like, she's smiling and like, and like her eyes just occasionally are like starting to the other people. Like, uh-huh.
Monty's mom walks up very stiffly and says, "She's a child, you fucking idiot," and slaps him on the back of the head. And he's like, "I was just making conversation."
Well, I do like you.
And he says, "You're in charge of the energy conduits, correct?
Uh,
That's your
from
area of expertise."
Well, yes, energy transfer via
Most
magic, yes.
superb. Let me show you this. And he walks you through the portal. And you walk in and you see liminal space. Under
Interesting.
construction. You see tons of golems putting everything to look exactly the same. And they're probably about 3/4 of the way done. We'll
right.
need to conduit the energy from our current home into our new home. It's
Oh,
all very hush hush. The general populace would be very alarmed if they knew what was going on. But this home is untenable.
of course, of course. Certainly.
Big ideas, always big ideas.
Big ideas lead to
Big results.
solutions. Big
Oh,
solutions.
uh,
Ah,
for you, for me, results.
I'm going to need deeper understanding of the energy sources, how they form.
He walks you back through.
She's literally like mind
Um,
palacing out loud
um,
in a very similar way to the way that Charity did, but hers is much more eloquent and a little bit quieter.
The Shadoo basically looks down to you and just its face almost envelops you, and you just get bombarded with information that they are literally the energy source. And it's not one Shadoo, it's a collection of Shadoo that Velia was using as a power source because they were just kind of killing them. So they basically congealed into one collective being. And they are happy to be the power source and protector, as well as Valia's jailer.
Fascinating.
That. All right.
The Shadoo basically explains that what they'll need for you to do is to transfer them. You'll be the conduit for the last steps through as they plane shift everyone into this new environment, and then you'll move them. And that's when there's a massive explosion inside the Shadoo Citadel.
Oh, lovely.
I need you to make me a charisma saving throw.
Charisma saving throw. Oh, God.
Oh my
16.
God. Well, everybody else failed. So, you're fine, but I need you to, we'll say even is a year up, odd is a year down. I need you to roll me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times.
D20s?
Doesn't matter, just odd and evens. So.
Oh. That's going to be odds.
Odds, so a year down. You watch as Cassandra Strongboom Mellis becomes a year younger. I need 6 more rolls.
Oh my God. Evens.
It's a year older. You watch the little bit of Reed Richards-esque gray and Jacob Strongboom Mellis's hair get a little grayer.
Oh God. Even.
You watch one among many get a year older.
Mm-mm. Not like this. More?
Yep. Oh yeah, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 left.
Okay. Odds.
Professor Jiggly gets a little younger.
Odds.
Monty's mother gets a year younger.
What can I say except you're welcome? Odds.
Monty's dad gets a year younger.
Hey! Monty's family getting all their gifts and odds again.
And Jabril gets another year younger. Looks at you and says,
Okay.
oh, look at this magnificence.
Oof.
A year younger. One more year with this stupid curse. And you see that there is a body in the middle of the room. And immediately Cassandra tells everyone not to fucking touch this body. It sets up in its tattered robes covered in like bandoliers and baubles and stuff, looking like Rob Liefeld drew everything but the feet. And its face is gray. It looks like it looks like an undead, like its nose has been chopped off. It looks withered. And you just hear it echo, help me. And it sounds like a million voices echoing through. Time itself. Cassandra grabs you around the shoulders, looks at everyone and says, our current plans will have to be put on hold. This is an emergency. She grabs you and says, Leona, do not panic, but I need you to go and with your friends gather me 4 things. I need them quite literally now.
All right.
I need electrum, as much as you can get. Piles of it. We'll need it in order to build the room. I need deep water. Something from the plane of elemental water. Sometimes you can find it at different trading posts. It's got to be from the deepest of deep areas. I need dragon's breath to smelt the electrum into the round room. We need to build our recovery tank. And I need sand, magic sand, most likely from the plane of elemental fire or from the plane of elemental earth, or sometimes you can get a Jin or someone from the plane of elemental fire to trade this from you, or you can go to a plane such as Athos. And when you leave that crystal sphere, most likely it will evolve the sand itself. I need these things. And then she casts stasis field on the person who's in there. And the Shadu says, why does this keep happening? And there's a hole again where the other hole was. And Jabril's like, oh, there's eyes in there, and that can't be good. They also are casting spells, and you are teleported right into the middle of all of your friends, and who are now being introduced to 3 new kids. One of them, Twig. It's one of the Smiles kids. It's one of Iggy's grandkids. It's Clovis Smiles.
Oh.
He's a dumpy alligator person who looks like he's probably like 13, and he's got like a piece of wood and he's picking his teeth. He's like, oh man, schooling's for fools. No offense to you, Twig. Book learning ain't for me.
I don't know. It's a lot of fun.
That's the only reason Grandpapa sent me down here. So he said you was having all kinds of fun and you learn how to take care of myself. And that way, when when they come for us, we'll be ready. I'm just joshing you. Although he says they will come for us.
Gotta be ready.
Always ready. I was built and born ready. Another one almost all of you recognize, and it's Alona from Mount Celestia. the Nereid who killed Erland, then helped on Storm Song, and basically says, oh, I'm here to learn. I realize that I killed someone and on Mount Celestia, that's fine, but I felt really bad about it. And you all didn't hold that against me. So when I got back to Celestia and was asked what I wanted to do, I said I wanted to come find you. So through pulling some strings, Hera sent me here.
You're in a good spot. It's a good place to learn.
Yeah. Is that Erland kid around?
He's around here somewhere.
He totally worked there now.
Works? I thought he was a student. She seems just kind of perplexed by that. The last one is you see a massive, 9-foot tall insect person, a swordwing. If all of you know what a swordwing is. And they have a similar device to what Victor built for Savannah. They make a lot of buzzing noises, and this thing kicks out in kind of a buzzy noise. That their name is One.
Hi. Are they the one we rescued from the thing?
You rescued my brood mother, and
okay.
she and my adoptive father ensured my birth, and I am the one among many.
You grew a lot.
My adoptive father ensured I would have optimal abilities in order to protect my hive and my mother. He looks like a swordwing on steroids, and swordwings are already kind of frightening looking for insect people. They're like these massively built, flying, I don't know how you would explain them, almost like Guyver enemy-esque things. And he's like, I'm here to learn primarily about how best to disable you. Not you in general, but those like you, should you ever decide to come for my hive again. And to wreak horrible, horrible vengeance upon any of the sovereign swarm.
Makes sense.
Did we do that the first time? I feel like we showed up, but did we wreck shit?
Nah,
no, you helped them.
Okay, I was gonna say. I was like, am I remembering this wrong? He's talking, and I'm like, what the fuck did we do?
I'm assuming Leona is going to tell them what they need, what they've been tasked
Oh
with.
yeah, like the second she poofs in, she'll take like 2 seconds to smooth out her skirts, and then just calmly but swiftly move forward.
As you're giving that information, you see those giant multifaceted eyes turn towards you, and you get the equivalent of an insectoid blink, and they say, I know where there is mini electrum.
That's an excellent thing because we're going to need quite a bit.
Excellent. We will slay many of the sovereign swarm in order to obtain it.
Oh dear, that sounds
Delightful.
All right. Excellent.
I have the dragon's breath covered.
What?
I can breathe dragon's breath one time a day now.
Oh.
That's delightful.
Something I learned how to do.
Wow, how'd you learn that?
Things happen. I can fly once. I can fly once a day now too.
Okay. that's
Charity
really
told
cool.
me you were full of surprises.
Alona raises her hand. I can help with the deep water.
Oh, perfect.
We would have to go to the elemental plane of water, but I can definitely get that.
Excellent. That's
Clovis
Most
leans
of
into
the plan.
Twig, leans into it close to it. Is this one of them times where y'all go doing gallivanting around and getting all sorts of trouble?
Yep.
Is there a cafeteria in trouble?
Probably not, but
Well,
no,
shit,
we
shit,
don't want to
son,
put
I'm gonna go give me some food, and he waddles away.
What else do we need? What are we left with?
Sand.
Sand.
Well, it was
That's-
special sand, wasn't it?
That sounds really coarse.
Magic sand from the plane of elemental fire or earth from
Elemental plane of Earth. Sometimes you can get it from Jin or people from
yes.
the City of Brass, and sometimes you can just get it if you find the right marketplace and the right seller.
Oh, we know a marketplace. We could go to that weird marketplace again.
You do know a marketplace.
With the cool army recruiter.
Because it went so well for me the first time.
It was cool. That was really fun. That was a really fun trip.
Also, I was thinking people are gonna shit when Bosana comes back if they did an in memoriam for her.
They did.
It was more like a graduation, like an absentee.
She'll come back from the
Because
dead later.
we didn't say she was dead.
She wasn't dead.
No.
She's not dead.
No, but I like the idea that they took it too far and still did an in memoriam.
I do too. I like the idea that they were like,
wait,
we
is
don't
she
know if
dead?
he's gonna come back,
There's
so
like,
let's just cover all our bases.
like random posts on Facebook and shit. Nobody can figure out if Bosana's dead.
Eric is famously very stupid. So
They even played Into the Road.
Oh God. Oh God, warn me next time, dude. Oh.
Okay, so what I
Damn.
would like you guys to do is pick your team. Are you all going to the same place together? Are you splitting up? And if either way, are you taking NPCs with you?
I take my bird.
Why would we split up? That seems like a bad idea.
It's up
Yeah,
to you.
the burb is not leaving Leona's side.
The bird is
the
gonna
word.
get like a toddler leash for Leona. A little monkey backpack.
Magical monkey backpack.
Yeah.
Oh, pocket sand.
Pocket sand.
I don't know,
Burp, burp,
it's
burp.
coarse,
I
rough.
thought everyone was aware.
Are we if we don't split, are we gonna run out of time?
Time is of the essence.
Time is of the essence.
Literally.
Literally.
Well, but the only thing we need is this. No, we need to go get the water too. We need the
We
water
do.
and we need the
Yeah.
sand.
We're gonna have
And the
to
electrum.
split.
We have to go get everywhere.
We're gonna have to split up.
Oh God.
Okay. Well, I mean, I can swim.
But the bird
and
comes with me.
stuff. So I could go to the
My
water.
bird!
All right, I'm on Team Swimmy.
Cat Montgomery,
Team swim.
Team Swimmy.
Alona, and Twig. Leona and Snicked. Amulet, are you like on a team, or you're like, I'm fucking just handling my business?
I'm trying to go.
Don't ask me about it.
Well, there's 3 places we need to go, so I'm trying to figure out if I'm going alone or with like staying in someone else.
Leona, are you taking what? Leona and Snicked, what are you going to do?
Are you doing sand or are you doing electrum?
Pocket sand.
Well, I've never been to the market. Like Leona's never been to the market. So it wouldn't make a lot of sense for her to go to the market. Although
I've
she
been to
does
the market.
She does command a lot of respect. So it might not be a bad idea. Like it's actually an ability for her. She tends to command respect. She literally carries position of privilege as a power. So people tend to respect her. So that might come in handy if we have to negotiate price.
Hi, Sarah.
Well,
I saw you looking, Nate. I saw you looking with that look, so I know Sarah was there. Hi, Sarah.
She can't hear you because Nate's wearing headphones.
I know, but Nate can tell her I said hello.
They can hear us in
Could.
spirit.
What if I don't?
You Sumamo B word.
She'll never know you said hi, except I just said it out loud.
Yes. My plan worked. Trickery.
well, see, here's the thing.
Ledgermain.
So Leona's never been to the market, but Snicked has lived in that place.
Oh, that's true. Snicked would be a good. You know what? Leona and Snicked would probably go to get the sand.
Okay.
So they'd have to
Going-
take someone with, because they don't know they don't know where they're like. They don't know anything.
Well, so I can either go with because I've been there,
Oh,
and
yeah.
then we have to then all come back together for the Electrum, or you guys just wing it, and then I
We'll
go
wing
for
it. We'll
Electrum.
wing it. We'll wing it.
So,
We'll wing it.
are you taking an NPC with you?
Who are you
One
talking?
will be going with Amulet, no matter if Amulet's going to get the Electrum, one is down.
Yeah.
Okay. So Amulet's gonna go get the Electrum.
Hmm.
So that's taken
Um,
care of.
Monty's just going to be like, hey, Krelleth, do you want to go punch stuff underwater?
Krellis goes, but I heard those guys were going to go crush bugs.
Well,
Monty?
Okay, but like,
we're supposed to
how
be nice
often
to bugs.
We're supposed to be
do
nice
you
to
get-
bugs.
how often do you get a chance to punch stuff underwater? That's pretty rare.
Wow,
Rare.
that's really rare.
It's like a once in a
Yeah, you
lifetime
can be on
often-
Team
experience.
Swimmy Boys.
She looks at one and she goes, hey, High Pockets. We're going to kill a lot of bugs, right? And he says, all of them. And she says, Monty.
I look. You
I can't believe you want to go swimming when we can just mow through all these bugs.
swimming is really fun.
Swimming is really fun.
Twig's like, yeah.
She's like, sorry, dude. And
I mean,
she pulls her axe out and she's like, "Yeet."
Wait, so who's coming with me? Was that
One
Krellis?
and Krellis are both going with you because they're like, it's smash and grab time.
One and Krellis. Okay.
It's murdering time. So that means Snicked and Leona, are you taking anyone with you? You have the breadth and scope of all of the classmates.
Oh God, who would be good? Who would be good to take with in this instance? Because Snicked can probably handle this.
Probably. I mean, I do know one NPC that I think
Who would be good? Who would be good?
that most people would want to go with them on any mission.
Oh God.
But he's just a human boy.
But he is just a human boy. We could totally take the totally normal human boy.
Joshua Brigsby.
Let's take
human boy.
human boy. Let's take human boy with us.
Hello.
Hello.
My name is Joshua Brigsby. I am but a human boy.
This is some very nice jorts.
He does have sweet jorts. Canonically.
He canonically has excellent jorts.
He wears like the medieval version
Oh.
of like one of those tiny polo shirts that little kids wear that they always look monstrously uncomfortable in, where they're just like, he's like, oh, so we're going on a field trip? Do I need a permission slip from my very human parents?
No, I don't think you will.
Fantastic. I've never been in a field trip, well, since we moved here, but I'm excited. How are we getting there?
That is a very good question that I do not know how to answer in character. How are we getting there? Take human boy. I'm happy to take human boy. We will take human boy. Uphill both ways. In the snow. Naked.
Krellis like pops her knuckles and she's like, let's steal a boat.
I don't.
And one says, my mother has a craft. We can borrow it.
No, one's coming with me.
Yeah, they're both
Oh.
coming with you.
Oh, I thought you were talking to
Twig,
to-
is your
Leona
ship
was gonna
is your
go.
ship ready?
It's always ready.
You can always take that. Which just leaves Leona and Snick. Joshua Brisby says, how did you gain entry to this marketplace the first time?
Snick just kind of does this.
I'm
You wa-
looking.
You walked there? It must not be very far.
Did we walk there, or did we
No, you
go
took a
through
portal.
hell?
You took a portal.
We took a portal. I was like trying to remember if that was before or after hell. Lots of things happened.
It moves constantly.
It's true.
Snick's just thinking of the marketplace in Storm Song.
Yeah, this is a far
Aw,
different marketplace.
Small bird man.
Um,
Leona kind of leans over and she's like, I don't think they're talking about Storm Song, dear.
it's the external exchange. Perhaps we could borrow a portal. Money involved. I'm not sure I would know what you mean, Twig.
How are they getting the sand? They're in a marketplace.
How are you going to get the sand in the external exchange, which we also know that prices can be wildly insane.
Deal with that when we get there.
Mhm.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
There's always something.
I mean, you are taking the sneakiest bird thief you know.
You would not want to steal from this place. I will say that. That would be bad.
No, but I can steal from things to pay
You
this.
can steal. That's exactly the thing. I'm not saying theft is illegal. I'm just saying that, much like we found out last Star Wars episode, murder's not illegal. You just got to do it a certain way.
Getting caught is illegal.
If you're not using the proper methods, yes. And that Star Wars, if that venue in Star Wars was like, oh no, you can murder anybody you want. You just got to do it this way. If you do it another way, then you're in deep shit.
That whole episode was like, I shoot, you don't have your gun. Fuck.
Yeah, I'm
So
using
annoying.
garrote that got you don't have a garrote. Fuck! What is the difference
It's
between
like, awesome,
shooting
I
somebody
take
from
my
behind,
blaster.
choking
No,
them
you
to
do
death,
not. Mother.
or just stabbing them in the back? It's a lot different, Ben. It's way different. All right. One of my favorite all-time now gaming arguments was him being like, garroting someone from behind is way different than stabbing them with a vibro knife. All right. What if we just leave this guy to the back and kill him?
It's
I mean, he's not
arguably
wrong.
harder. Like,
Yeah. You
like,
make it
what's your
easier and you're
what's
pissed
argument
about
Takes
it.
way
there?
longer.
Yeah.
There's like a struggle.
The droid has time to do shit back. It was such a weird, fun, like,
It was such a weird.
yeah, like for a moment of frustration, which was like so fucking funny.
It was simple. It's like,
Uh,
Oh, Jesus.
hey, can we
Anyway.
help? Anyway.
Joshua Bigsby, human boy, says, well, if it's a portal, why don't we just go to the infinite hallway? Is it because it's closed for all of us? Because
I'm new here, so
it's where all the portals are. No one has given you the tour yet? Oh man, before we go, let's go on a tour. And he grabs both of your hands and he weeble wobble runs down the street with you. As you know,
I love
adorable
it so
children are.
much. He's like such a big derp.
He is a derp. He's a robot boy derp.
I love him.
So you guys will get a little bit of a later start. All right. How about we start with trip to the sea, to the plane of element of water. Twig, are you spell jamming or are you driving?
We're gonna have to spell jam to get there, aren't we? There we go.
All right. Well, the first thing you need to do is make me a wisdom saving throw. Hey.
18.
Who's driving, Monty or Alona? Monty's like, no, I am not driving this boat.
Oh, I suppose I'm down
Yep,
under.
you're at the helm. You're at the spell jamming helm, not the helm of the ship.
Mm-hmm.
Alona's like, I can navigate a ship.
Excellent.
Yeah. So, you pull out and you pull your boat out. you unmoor and leave liminal space into the astral sea. And
is it just the three of us, or are there other crew?
There's just the three of you. I'm assuming this boat is your small boat. I'm assuming you worked on a couple boats in 4 years, because you can't just get the perfect boat the first time.
Well, yeah, because we had the little tiny boat that was the blueprint, and then we went up. Okay.
So this is like the, like 6-person max boat.
Okay. With one weapon.
Yeah, I'll let you choose what kind of weapon you have on it. And you have to name the boat. So you guys are moving through the astral sea, and Alone is able to tell you, I should be able to feel where the layer is thinnest so we can pass into the elemental plane of water, but I can't do that and drive the ship. And she looks at you, Monty, like,
I mean, I can try.
Monty, do you have any skills with any like generally if you have a skill like with ships or vehicles, it'll tell you in your build. You don't. Perfect. So this is a straight up roll.
Monty's fully played video games. He's played Mario Kart.
He's played Bilbus Kart.
Yeah.
Bilbus Jim is the Cronus version of Mario.
Yeah.
He is a sentient Jello who wears a top hat and drives on top of a talking emu, and they race. Bilbus Jim is not to be fucked with.
Yeah. And there's probably totally like a Star Wars Squadrons commando game.
He talks
too,
like a mean outback Australian from like Mad Max. Perfect. He calls people champion, but it means like, do not mess with me. Hey, champion. And you're like, oh no, Bilbus Jim has killed people. Hey, champ. You're like, Bilbus Jim has definitely killed someone. Yeah. Please, someone write Bilbus Jim fiction for me. In his emu pal, Steven universe.
Steven question mark.
No, see, I got ready to say Steve.
6 E's and a question mark.
Steve already exists. I can't go back to Steve. Although I want to at some point. All right, anyway. Bilbus Jim for life. Anyway. Dumb shit that comes out of my mouth.
He's so Bombus.
Yeah, Bombus. He's
so Bombus.
Bilbus Jim is Bombus as hell. All right, I want you to make me first thing. I want you to make me a perception check to navigate using the wheel, and then I want you to make me a dexterity check.
Can I give him a quick rundown of how ship steering works?
I'm assuming, yeah.
Okay.
She's like, I've got this.
Actually,
so, I'm 13 years old.
I don't know if you know this or not, but I'm this many.
I am officially I'm no longer a tween.
Fair. All right, maybe I'm
not a girl, not yet a
Oh my god.
Okay, check 12.
Directions in a 4D space are hard. Is all I'll say with that. Okay. Now you can make me a dexterity check.
Okay. Oh, that was really close. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna use my inspiration. Oh, that's bad. It was like it rolled a natural 20 and there was like bink 2. I was like, no. There we go. 23.
While being able to navigate her sensations while also avoiding objects in 4D space, you're able to like do one and not both. You're like, I can keep avoiding these giant earth motes, or I can get us where we need to be. So how about we just slow it on down? And that's when you see it out of the corner of your eye, and it appears to be phasing in and out of this space. It is a massive shark.
Shark.
Well, it's like space shark.
Space shark. Yeah, but I mean, I was making sure I heard the word shark.
Yeah, it's also like reflective, so almost like it's a glass shark. Some people understand that reference. Glass shark.
He gonna eat your brother.
He gonna eat your brother. Glass shark don't care. You know one thing about glass shark. Glass shark love fat kid.
This is like Clovis's mortal enemy. Good thing Clovis didn't go along.
It's humongous. It's like almost the size of this boat, and it's make me a survival check, please.
18.
It reminds you of the way it moves in and out of this reality. It reminds you of a blink dog.
Oh, it's like a big, mean blink dog. Actually, I don't know what's mean. That's mean to me to say. I shouldn't assume.
It's just sort of swimming through the ether. But it seems to be like paralleling your trajectory.
Oh, it wants to be friends. Okay. Twig will like call out to the shark. Be like, do you want to be friends?
You see it sink as far as in space, and it's pulling, and you can't see where it went.
Like, I don't. Is there a Twig? Is there like a radar on this thing? Is there a no?
I need you to roll a dexterity save. I need Twig to make a int save.
Oh.
19.
Also 19.
Perfect. Alona got a 15, which is what she had to get. The shark slams into the bottom of your boat.
Oh my god.
I know.
You could just say no. You don't want to be friends.
Comes out from underneath, and it is circling back around. And then we go to one Amulet and Krellis. You're in what looks like almost like a pod. Almost very much like the inside of the hive where one is from, and he was one who was Minnie and his mother is from. Very much like in that hex kind of vibe, except for it's like a pod in the shape of a hex, and you're just like cruising through the astral sea.
Is it like claustrophobic, or is it okay?
Oh, you guys are like on top of each other almost.
Oh, good.
Part of it's because one is massive.
Yeah.
And he is single-mindedly driving, and Krellis is like, "Oh my god, I'm trying to stretch, get warmed up for this, and there's no fucking room." And he's like, "You smell weird."
Language.
She says it to him. You smell weird, right? Like,
hey,
you smell weird.
Hey, be
what?
Nice. Be nice.
That is being nice. I'm telling him he smells weird.
That is not being nice, because maybe he smells normal to him.
He smells weird. Grow a pair, Jesus.
Maybe he smells normal to him. Maybe you smell weird. When's the last time you took a bath?
This morning. I'm not a heathen.
With soap.
This morning. Okay. I like baths.
Okay.
Just because I'm a Hogland, that's racist.
I didn't say it was because of.
I don't accuse you of stealing everything that's not nailed down. You know why? Because I'm not a racist.
I don't steal things.
Oh, all right, that's right. Your entire race likes to borrow things.
Borrow it.
Yeah.
Bring it back.
Yeah, eventually, like when you die and someone stumbles upon it. Jeez. So, like, what do you know about these assholes?
I mean, not much.
You just hear one's crackling vocoder voice say, "They're bugs."
They're bugs, and we're gonna. I don't know. Maybe we could get out without too much bloodshed, but
You hear what sounds like robotic laughter, and he says, "No, there will be blood, much blood."
that's what I figured. Better eat a
It's like,
snack
why do you think
before
I
do
came
it.
with you? If it wasn't gonna be blood, I went with somebody else.
It's true. We should power up and eat snacks.
Oh, I'm sorry. You said you had snacks.
Yeah, I always got snacks.
What is that? Snacks, fellas? I'm in it for the long
Just in it
haul.
for the long haul. I pass out snacks.
One kind of like crunches it in his mandibles and is like, "What did you feed them?"
Pastries.
Pastries. This is very delicious. Thank you for sharing it. She's like, "It's all right. I'm a donut gal myself."
Well, I'm out of donuts. I'm sorry.
Well, then we'll get some when we get back.
I may have half a sandwich in here somewhere.
What kind of sandwich?
I don't know. It's half a sandwich. Just digs around in her bag.
Well, bust it out. Don't hold out on me. Dang, girl.
Disappears in it. Pulls out a sandwich that I'm not sure how long it's been in there.
She
To be
smells it.
honest.
She's like, it smells a little ripe. Do you just keep that in your pocket? You do know that food can go bad.
I like snacks.
I mean, I like snacks too. But I also like to eat snacks that won't kill me or make me sick.
I'm sure I got something else in here. Pull out an orange.
At that moment is when you realize what's missing.
What is missing?
I want you to choose one thing that you have in your inventory.
It's gonna go to the list.
And it's got to be something that is important to you.
Do you want me to? Do you want to? Let's see. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I would say 11, 12, 13, 14 things that are important to me. You want to roll something for it?
Yeah, I'll roll the D12. So take the two most important things and ignore them.
Okay.
A 9.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, it's something I haven't found. Haven't figured out what it is yet.
What is it?
A ring with tentacles on it.
Okay. That's gone. And in its place, there is a note.
What's the note say?
Yeah, bust out and read it.
Yeah. I got nothing. I got time. I'm not flying a ship.
It's fair. It's true. It's a letter from Bliss.
Aw.
And it tells she tells you in the letter that the reason that she took this is because if she took it from you, it means she has to give it back.
She's just borrowing it.
Exactly. So this way you'll always know that that it's not one of those things where she's worried that you get the impression she's worried that you'll think she's not coming back.
Mm-hmm.
But in this particular case, it's to remind you that she is. And she wants you to know that. It's very important for her to know that she is returning. So she's borrowing this.
Fold it up and I put it way at the bottom so it doesn't get lost.
Perfect. At the same time this is going on, like inside the hex,
Mm-hmm.
there is a sort of light screen, and in some language you don't think is a language at first. There is a rundown of the Sovereign Swarm, but the big thing is there's pictures. and you see that they're like, because you have not seen them before, you've seen the aftermath of them,
Yeah.
but you've never actually run into them before. So it gives you kind of an overview. Like I said, you can't really read anything that's been put in this atavastic memory capsule thing that is being basically, one is sort of like digesting
Mhm.
and sharing. If I can find this stupid thing. But what you realize is this book will not cooperate with me. Hang,
Well,
hang, hang,
it was a
hang,
good thing I
hang on,
realized that.
hang on.
Hang
Wait
on.
for it. Wait for it. Hang
Hang
on.
on.
Just a second. All right. What you see looks like bees or wasps, kind of a mix,
Big ones or
human size, so bigger than you. And
okay.
they're dressed in almost like colonial garb. And you see that it identifies them in different castes based upon the colors that they wear.
Okay.
And it kind of shows that they travel in swarms, and by swarms means like ships. And they're sort of, and these ships are like blimps, where the actual dirigible looks like a hive almost.
Okay.
And that they are completely just raiders. They're colonialist raiders, constantly trying to spread their hive.
A colonial raider beast.
Yes, and they talk with a British accent, which I cannot do. That high English. I have to hear it a whole bunch of times, and even then I'm bad at it. So don't worry, you won't meet any of them until next week. But one explains, and this screen moves, and it shows you what looks like a structure that has been organically built upon.
Mm-hmm.
And one is able to tell you that this is where they have brought all their stolen electrum. It's not a bank, it's a vault.
Okay.
And it's not all the electrum, it's just all the electrum he knows of. And he only knows it because when he's born, he gets all the information from his mother. I don't think it would be avatism, though, would it? Atavistic memory? No, that would be something else.
So
Genetic memory, maybe? I don't know. I'd have to think about it.
So we got to bust in and defeat and steal.
We have to kill and steal.
How do we get in the vault? Is it locked?
Carlos, like, again, pops her fingers, and she's like, right through the front fucking door.
Sometimes it's easier to... It's going to sound real terrible. Sometimes it's easier to go in the back door and sneak in and then bust your way out when you're leaving.
Carlos looks at it, and she's like, no.
Sometimes you have to get your shit and then fight on the way out.
They both say no.
Okay. I'm throwing out ideas.
Carlos like leans over and puts her arm around you, and she's like, don't worry, you're just going to get big, and then we're just going to smash.
Yeah. That's what
I thought you liked doing this.
It's not that I don't like doing it. I also want to make sure we get back. Sometimes you have to put sneaky and smash together.
One turns, and his head turns unnaturally far, and says, if one expires, then two will simply activate, and one will have done what one set out to do.
Yeah, but there's only one amulet, so
One amulet.
me,
That is.
one me.
That makes no sense. And he turns back around. And Krellis just looks at you and she's like, dude, you're like the main character. Do you really think you're going to die? You all walk around like you're the main characters. Do you really think you're going to die?
There's always a chance.
She's like, if anyone should be worried, it should be me. And then we cut to Joshua Bigsby, Leona, and Snikt having spent an hour sightseeing liminal space. By the way, Luminal is changing their name to Lumi, so this will make it easier for me in particular. He looks at you and he says, and that's the infinite hallway, like I talked about. You know, sometimes I get to go inside there.
Well, I'm very confused as to why they wouldn't just let people come through here. Is there a reason it's
Oh, some
off
of
limits?
the people that you're friends with, I mean, I'm friends with them too, but I'm just an underclassman. A few years ago, they used it to do stuff, and some of the adults got very upset and said it was dangerous.
Oh, I see.
You're friends with Charity, right?
Am.
Charity did it.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
that they are right to close that off then. That we should probably be very far from here. Very far.
Well,
From
I
here.
stole my dad's key. He takes care of this place. And as soon as you guys, that's when we stopped by my house. So you can meet my human parents. And I could steal his key. And he literally steals the key and walks you guys inside. See?
Okay.
And it is literally just a staircase, a giant winding staircase with just doors. And all of them go somewhere. And there is a directory, but the directory is not overly clear on where things go. One thing you also have noticed, well, you haven't noticed because you've been here before, is now the doors get moved. So there are more numbers than identified.
Is there a way that I can try to use the directory? Like, can I make a check? Can I do like Arcana?
I would like you to make an Arcana check. Yes, please.
Okay, perfect. That's going to be a 25.
Perfect. He says, well, you like looking at the directory and you're like, I see a lot of stuff, which is interesting. Actually, I see a doorway to Storm Song that's been established, but I can't find this place. And he's like, we could go next door to the Looking Glass and see if we can find it through the Looking Glass.
May have to.
Which he basically tells you is like a cosmic telescope, a multiversal telescope. But it doesn't operate like looking at like heavenly bodies. It like literally is looking at planes. And planar pathways.
Worth a shot.
So you guys go in there and there's like a couple people doing stuff and they don't think anything of it because Joshua Bigsby, human boy, his dad works in these two buildings. So and there's like, hi Josh. And he's like, hello. And he walks in and you guys come to this massive set of different spy glasses basically. And he's like, what are we looking for?
We are looking for, and I repeat, the sand, right? We're looking for.
Are you looking for the?
markets?
Yeah. Are you looking for the
The
external
market
exchange?
specifically? Yeah.
Okay. He's like, ooh, that might be hard.
How so?
Well, I don't see it here in the. He's got this massive book, like it's humongous. It's almost as big as like he is, and he's just like flipping through it. It's not listed anywhere. Sometimes my dad says there's secret places that don't get in the book, and sometimes it's because they move.
Has your father ever said anything about the way to find those places?
Oh, he said it's really hard, and it's very, very frustrating. He's a mapper.
Oh, it's fascinating, actually. Um,
He's pretty good at it.
I'm trying to remember. And I don't remember which NPC it was, tell us all the places we could find that sand?
I believe they told Leona, they're like, you could find it at the external exchange, or you could find it at different marketplaces. You could find it at the City of Brass. You could find it possibly at the bottom of the plane of elemental water, but that's like virtually impossible to reach. You could find it on the surface of the plane of elemental earth, also very, very hard to reach.
okay. She would relay that information.
Yeah. I figured you told
point.
her when you were telling everybody else everything.
Yeah.
What about that brass place?
Oh, City of Brass. I know how to get there.
We could certainly go that route.
So he leafs through and shows you the entry, and he tweaks the I can't think what they're called all of a sudden. My brain just decided goes, nope. Basically, for lack of a better term, telescope to the elemental plane of fire, and you can see like this massive City of Brass. Oh, but look, and he's pointing at it. Says it's really dangerous. It's got 10 skulls out of 10.
This might get a little bit thorny. She kind of just like looks over at Snicked, and she'll say, like, she knows that he'll hear. Like, be on guard. This could get ugly very quickly.
Yeah, telepathically, I don't like this idea actually anymore.
Well, I'm not exactly fond of it myself, but I think we're out of options.
What are you kids doing? Is that Joshua Brixby, human boy? Hello, Jeffrey. Who are you other two whippersnappers?
Hello, I'm Leona, and this is my dear friend Snicked.
Students?
Yes.
Oh, friends of Joshua Brixby?
Yes, he's a very nice boy.
Snickta says, Joshua Brigsby, human boy.
Joshua Brixby, human boy, yes. Okay. Is he showing you stuff in the scope? What are you looking for?
Specifically,
Oh, her flesh is on a stick. You're not going to the City of Brass. Don't even think about going there. Don't even think about looking there. You know, they can look back.
we need to obtain some sand. Some very specific sand.
He pulls his boot off and shakes some sand out on the floor. There.
No. This is special sand.
Well, all sand's special. If you wish hard enough. I'm just shitting you. It's just sand.
She looks like she was very concerned, like there was going to be a message there, and now she's very confused.
Joshua Braceby whispers to you. Jeffrey's crazy. Dad says, don't take any of his pocket food.
Snick kind of stands upright and in Leona's voice relays the market exactly how Leona told us.
Oh, you're looking for that sneaky stuff. Well, it's pretty safe to go. Everyone's got their There's no fighting. If I scratch her back, she scratch mine.
Snicked walks over and just starts.
Oh, that's the spot. Oh, talons. Yes.
Then
No,
turns around.
hey, yeah. Oh, sure favors.
Telepathically he's to Leona. I don't know how this helps us.
I want a bit of that. I want a bit of that good stuff on the down low. You know what I'm talking about.
I'm
You're not from around. Joshua, close your earmuffs. You know what I'm talking about.
I'm
The
so
good-
sorry. I
The
don't.
good stuff.
I'm not from here.
Oh, God. Slug the Wise has a candy shop there. A sweet tooth!
Oh, okay. All right. Sure.
Let me scribe on a list. He hurriedly scribes this list out and slides it across to you, and he's like, if you go and get caught, you didn't get there from me. Josh!
Okay.
Josh! Pulls his hands off his ears. Hi. You can go. 30 minutes. He looks at you two and he's like, is that enough time?
Sure.
Can we go for 1 hour? I can't say no to a human boy. 1 hour.
1 hour.
You make your way down through the infinite hallway.
She's talking to Snicked and she's like, I think these people are cuckoo bananas.
Yes.
I'm very frightened.
Yes.
I look calm. I am not calm.
You can see like he's using some device that he's turning constantly to basically almost like a some sort of mechanical dowsing rod, but it's not a rod, it's more of like a globe to find the right door. And he brings you to a door.
The only thing I'm picturing is Monsters Inc. The
Similar.
Monster Factory with all the doors going by.
It's got a little bit of it. It's got a little. It's got some of that to it for sure. But it's like instead it's like a stairwell, and then think about it like a what's the code ring like dial? You know what I'm talking about? It's like a cipher dial. It's like the whole thing is a cipher dial.
That's cool.
That is like it goes very, very high up in the sky, and then you don't know how deep it goes because it goes past where you can see.
Neat.
Because there's doors to everywhere. And he says, oh, remember our deal. And Joshua looks at him and he goes, the good stuff. And then he opens the door. You walk in, and it is a bustling. You walk in and you kind of come out of a very, very fancy outhouse. Where the door just walks you right out of this outhouse. This is a super nice, like, marketplace, maybe the nicest you've ever seen. And there is the most eclectic populace walking around. And Joshua Brigsby looks at you and goes, holy moly, this place is like a book.
Snick just goes, holy moly.
Yeah. And he goes, oh man, look. And he grabs you by the arm, Snick, and he runs you over to where there's like piles of books. And there is a very, 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 very chonky tabaxi sitting in a rocking chair who's knitting. There's books all around them, and they've got like a what's it called? The giant umbrellas. It's like something sill.
Parasol.
Parasol above them, and they're knitting, and they look at you and go, "Can I help you, little urchins, with anything?"
Apologize for them. I'm actually looking for
Joshua Bixby goes, "You've got books for days."
Snicked. Could you?
Khajiit does have wares.
Khajiit does have wares. She'll
You
ask Snick to repeat the specific sand.
Yep.
Oh, sweetie, I don't deal in that. I purveyor of tomes. You're going to want to go, most likely, over to the main area. Unfortunately, you'll have
Trust
to deal
me,
with
this.
you'll have to deal with the madman, but not everything is easy here. And that's when you hear an echoey voice say, 5 million gold pieces or chewed gum by a dragon. Sold! And then we move back to the glass shark. Monty, you see this thing coming around, and it opens its mouth and it phases. I want you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. 15.
The thing crashes into the ship, jaw style. You're going to need a bigger boat. It takes a chunk out of the front end. At this moment, Twig, you can now see outside the hull of the ship. You're like, oh, that wasn't there before.
Oh, I didn't want a skylight on the minnow.
Sorry. It's the shark. It's not my driving at all. It's the shark. Monty is going to, like, while he has, like, one hand on the wheel, he's going to, like, he'll, like, and he'll, and, like, a hard light turret walks out, like, appears, and it's like, and it, like, gets on the front of the boat, and it's going to, like, fire.
Does it, like, walk on 3 little legs?
Yeah, like, on legs.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
make an attack roll.
What is it? I think it's that's just mine. Let's just a second. It's
I most likely would go off of yours.
I think it goes off mine.
But roll at disadvantage because you're trying to hit something that's phasing in and out of reality.
Fine. At disadvantage, I rolled really high. It's 30.
Oh damn! Your turd goes dooga, and when the shark phases back in, when it hits, it doesn't like there's no organs or anything. It literally hits it and it cracks like glass.
Oh, it's a construct.
Phases back out.
Oh, it's a construct. I see you construct, but I don't right now. But I did like it. It's a like focus.
Monty, you see the shimmer off that, and I want you to make me a perception check.
10.
You're very into this driving thing you're doing.
It's like, eyes on the road. Eyes on the road.
Make me a perception at disadvantage, please.
To see if I see anything out of the new skylight.
Yeah. It's not even skylight. It's like up front of the boat light.
Disadvantage. Apparently, disadvantage doesn't matter. I rolled a 19 and an 18, so that is
Look
26.
At the big dick on Twig.
Well, I'm just following after Monty.
You see a glass boat.
Oh.
And it's shimmering. It's almost like, when you watch The Predator and you're like, that's not hidden very well. And then you look at it and you're like, in the spots where they want to pretend it is, you're like, oh, I can't see the predator. And then you're like, oh, there the predator is. It's kind of like that. But you see this boat creeping up on you.
How much bigger than the minnow is it?
It's bigger, significantly.
Well, shit.
What? You
Um,
swore. What did you swear about?
we should probably go, and
I
I'll
was
kind of
supposed to say that.
try to.
Alona grabs you and she says, there. And you look forward and you see almost like a very, very light, like a sea blue nebula looking area. I want you to make a dexterity check. And Twig, I want you to make a wisdom check.
Ooh, crazy.
Ugh, not as good. 8.
Because you're kind of like thrown off by this, Twig, you're having a hard time concentrating. So, Monty, I want you to make that dexterity save again. Or not save, roll again.
Is that a helmsman roll or just a straight
The
wisdom?
helmsman roll.
12.
Monty, don't worry about that secondary check. Twig is kind of like sees this other thing coming and gets like a, oh no. But now that Monty's got his shooty thing, what
Turret.
Little turret.
turrets?
Turret.
I'm sorry. Turrets up.
Technically, it's an eldritch cannon. Well, I'm not gonna call it that.
Oh.
You now can refocus on steering the boat, and with Alona's help, you fly through this. Just as you don't see it so much, but you feel it. Something big passed behind you.
Oh wow, that was big.
You kind of like see a shimmer, but you can't like get a good idea what it is, but it's massive. And you move through a soft rainy mist, and then you're out floating above an endless sea. It's one of the most beautiful things you've ever seen.
This is one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen.
Exactly. Alona says, just get close to the water.
Okay.
And she jumps off.
Wait.
As you make your way towards the vault, one turns his head again and naturally looks back at the two of you and says, one will lead the way. You two soft beings will follow. Can you fly? Krell's is like, no. No, I cannot.
I mean, I can, but I don't know.
Krellis looks and she was like, how about when you change, you just throw me?
Fastball special? I'm good at that.
Perfect.
Okay.
The front of this thing he steers the pod like up above at an angle.
Okay.
And you all recognize at that moment that some of these drones on the outside have now seen you. And they start to form a formation and they start to like fly in a column at you. And one has the front hatch kind of peels off. He just flies down, his wings spread off of his back, his giant sword wing arm, like he lets it like almost like Wolverine schnicked out and just flies right down at them. Krellis looks at you and says, all right, I'm ready for this, so let's get to tossing.
Fastest change ever. I'll throw.
No.
Oh God, you're gonna make me do it every time.
Every time. On the telephone?
Well, she gotta do it fastest time, so she'd be like, "Was dragon strength, cannibals lever, sonar, lieutenant, give me your power!" Like she's just gonna go right through it real fast because
perfect.
They're coming, and that's not good. I'm gonna throw Krellis, I guess. Straight strength.
Straight strength, homie.
Straight strength. 16.
She like crouches down and you pick her up and you just throw her and she's like hurtling towards that door. and you're standing there as one is enveloped in a swarm and he's so much bigger than these guys, and Krellis whizzes by him right for the door, her axe smashing into it. What are you doing?
My only way to get there is to try to fly, isn't it?
You could dive down. Your skill landing's going to be rough. It's not the fall, it's the landing.
Because I kind of want to save the fly for the way back. Because I think it down's easy, up's not so good. So yeah, I'm gonna jump. I'm gonna jump, and I'm gonna try to tuck and roll when I get down there.
Make me a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. 13.
You're going to take. You're going to take 9 points of damage.
Okay.
When you get there, Krellis has cracked the vault open, and you look in. I'm sorry, I said this Sovereign Swarm were all like human sized. They're not. They're like more like they're more like gnome size, or whoever's 2 feet tall. They're all like 2 or 3 feet tall.
Okay.
She cracks open the vault door, and you see just again a very regimented line of red jackets.
Did one tell us the color rankings? You said color rankings, but didn't.
No.
Did they decide?
It was on
tell
the
us?
screen. It was on the screen and you couldn't read it.
Okay.
And they all reach over their shoulder and pull out muskets and line them up to fire. And that's where we're going to end things today.
What?
So we've got one crew in the elemental plane of water. We've got one in the external exchange, and we've got one that'll start with initiative next.
Hey, quick question.
No.
Why not?
Sure. What?
How far did I fall?
You fell 50 feet.
Okay. I forgot when I
You took half damage.
I know, I just forgot when I whatever. When I grow big, I don't take damage, but 20 feet. So I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, you took
okay. I had 10 hit points. I still have 1 10 hit points.
Where can people find all of your beautiful selves?
No echo.
Oh, shoot!
Echo.
Oh, Echo, I'm so sorry. Yeah, of course there's Echo. Thank you for reminding me. Because apparently Ryan wasn't going to. He was like, "You messed this up, Ben. It's on you."
I'm a mere player in your world, sir.
Or we can start off with him next time.
No, we're gonna end with Echo. I've got it. I just got to get back to it real quick. My brain kind of quit about 20 minutes ago. So my brain's like, what? What are you doing? What? Echo, you come home from a long day of righting wrongs, solving cases, doing business. And the door is ajar in the flower shop. But she's not there. A dark figure sits in the corner of the room.
Go like peer in the door, like peek around. Who's there?
An object hurtles across the room and hits you in the chest.
Ow!
And falls into your hands.
What is it?
It's a green pointy hat. And Kellic leans forward into the light. Says, "We've got work to do." And that's where we'll end. It's Presto's hat.
I know.
Okay, just making sure. I figured you did, but you know.
he's like, oh great, Kellic's here. Cool.
Why are you throwing things at me, old man? Slightly less old man.
Are you on your hair changed again? Are you on just for men?
Just for wizards. Just for wizards.
Just for wizards. Just for archvists.
Yeah, yours was way shorter than.
That's fine. It's a good. Got it done.
All right. Where now? Who are you? Where can people find you? What are you doing? Who you be with?
All right, I am Nate. Doing mostly is making chicken structures, which is weird and out of character. But hey, that's the thing we do now. You can find me lurking. Sorry, what was that?
That's the least appetizing name for chicken tendies I've ever heard.
Yeah, like a 10-piece chicken structure, please.
Yeah, totally. They're vegan.
I was kind of hungry for chicken strips and chicken nuggets until you said that. Now I'm definitely not hungry for them anymore.
I was just gonna say, and like some mac and cheese. God.
Because you want some structures. That's what
you need.
I wish those existed.
That's not what you want.
Nothing else trying to save my hunger. Don't have chicken structures.
Oh gosh.
Rails? No. But yeah, you can find me on all the socials as at Cubicle Zombie. Mostly I'm lurking, but hey, I post sometimes maybe. I'll be here next week.
Will you be here the week after?
That's problematic. We'll chat later.
Problematic?
Yeah, it's a work thing.
Boo.
I know.
Boo. Boo.
I know there's a Rancor. It's going to be scary.
I know there's a Rancor.
Whatever I'm trapped in the house.
All right.
I'm Shan. I've been busy making chicken strips, and you can find me air fryer, baby. You can find me on the interwebs at Rainbow Beach, BEECH, or the Rainbow Beach, depending on where you're at. You can find me here. You can find me this weekend at Twin Cities Pride. So if you're at Pride this weekend, stop on by. If you see me, come say hello. And yeah, happy Pride Month, y'all.
I am Richard. You can find me on Twitter, Blue Sky, here on Twitch, ONY_Draz. You can find me here next Monday again. Sometimes doing bad at games.
The first Friday of the month is coming up.
That is true, and I'm taking that day off because it is the 5th of July.
I took the 4th and the 5th off. Because Cassandra did.
I do it and then Ben does it because all the cool kids do it.
I'm the follower.
I would have like a inspection on the AC on the 5th. I'm like, woo! That's a good reason to take the day off of work.
So do you want to do Fang Gang on the 5th with us?
I can.
Perfect. Maybe since we don't have to work, maybe we'll start earlier and do longer. Because I don't think Doug's working that day either.
Nice.
So I'll have to ask around and find out. Cassandra.
My turn. I'm Cassandra. You can't find me anywhere on the social medias. In real life, you could probably only find me in the basement because I'm still working on it. Or rage gardening. I did that this weekend too.
Rage gardening.
It was rage gardening, just pulling out weeds and dealing with the neighbors' stupid shit that grows through the fence or over the fence and everything in between. But bookcases are going up in the basement this week, so I'm excited. We're maybe 90% done, so it's so close.
And once all that's done, and I've got some more of this cleaned up in here, you know what that means.
Or games.
Well, on top of board games, it's
Cassandra gets her chair and a reading nook in your office.
That too. It's Eternia time, baby.
Eternia time. I don't know why you're waiting to do that because honestly, if you put it out, it would be one less box we'd have to move around on a regular basis.
Because I need your full attention to put stickers on things.
Oh, that's why we're waiting. Got it.
Yeah, remember I put that sticker on that snake CGI Snake Man thing, CGI He-Man Snake Man thing? my sticker placement is fucking awful,
Okay.
and I couldn't get it off, and now it just looks like ass.
Okay. I just was like, we're constantly shoving this large box around. So I was
It
like,
is a
well, if we
large
just put
box.
it out, but
It's like it's almost 3/4 of your height.
if I lay down, yeah,
standing on its side.
definitely probably as tall
If
as
we
me.
stood it full up and down, it might be as tall as you.
Yeah, it might be as tall as me.
That's bananas.
It's real big. It's like a
I had to put it up and without the monorail.
yeah. I don't think we have room for the
You don't have
monorail,
room
but
for the
we'll see.
monorail.
I will say this is the first time I saw your office on stream, and I don't know who picked the color of your office, but they did a great job. It comes across really well.
Fuck off.
Truth.
This looks nice.
Why would you say that? It was a
How
good
about
color.
that? And I've only got one light on right now. I can
That
turn
works
more lights
too.
on.
I just
Oh.
like it.
And
Okay,
also,
I can
you
change
redid the
colors.
basement, but no room for a monorail. What are you doing?
No, it's just the
How are you going to get
With-
to North Haver, bro?
the width of the bookcase in Ben's office will not support the width of the monorail.
The monorail. I mean, like that thing is like
It's real.
4 feet by 3 feet.
You need like an
With the
actual
monorail.
table to put the whole thing up, and we
No.
don't have that.
I saw a guy who online who I will watch his He-Man videos sometimes. It's like called like Mr. Arcade, and I like to watch him because he is the most shit talking esque, like awesome voice guy.
There's a lot of swear words.
He swears a lot.
Mhm.
He had a guy who made a Palos of Eternos full scale. It's like 8 feet by 6 feet, and then 3D printed it. It's beautiful, but my
Yeah.
God, he's like, I had to make it 2 tables just to put it out there in an office. He kind of talks like Stone Cold, except for less like hillbilly redneck talk. It's kind of great. I highly recommend
It's
it.
good. Yeah.
Also, he talks all the time about all of his He-Man guy. His one He-Man guy's always got a bottle of Courvoisier in his hand and all of his dioramas. It's kind of amazing.
He's always yelling.
He's yelling a lot.
His natural voice is to yell. It's weird.
I don't know why I enjoy it, but it's the silliest fucking thing, and I enjoy it
Yeah.
so much.
We'll put it on a table, and you put the monorail on it, and you can play with it for a while, and then we'll put it back. There will be eventual plans for a game table. We haven't figured that one out yet, though.
And that's when the real problems start.
Probably.
Probably.
I don't even know what game we're gonna play first. I'm so excited.
I don't know. I don't know. I need to get the bookcases up so then you can actually start playing games down there.
So I can get into the gaming closet.
Yeah. Well, because you have to, because the AC guy's got to get in there on the 5th, so I got a deadline.
Chop chop.
That's where the furnace is, where all the mechanicals are. They got to get in there. If they see me blocking the doorway, I don't think they'll be very happy with me. I'm sure it's a hazard of some sort.
Just don't tell them about we had like 4 bookcases in there.
I know. We're not going to.
First world problems.
Yeah. Where is your turn?
I just thought he was giving it a unnaturally long pause. Just to be like, to give him some
I was just
kind
going to
of
let it
grandiose
marinate for a while.
I thought he
Just
was
take
maybe
people
trying
on
to
it.
find me on the social medias and just
It
couldn't find me
was. I
anywhere.
was like, it's not working. I'm Warrior. You can find me in most places at Warrior Edmund. You can also find me on Blue Sky at Warrior. I'll be here for the foreseeable Mondays. So just get here on Monday. I'll probably be around. So
Warrior lives here now. He built a
I live here now.
How
built a
many
tower.
Mondays? All your Mondays.
Just like my Minecraft when I get lost. I live here now. I built a tower.
Yeah,
This
this
is
is where I
my
built
life. This is
out.
my life now. This is what it is.
Go out looking for something. Oh, hey, I forgot. I made that other house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anytime I get lost in previous games, I would just stop and build a tower.
Mm-hmm.
I live here now.
Oh my
You
god.
can find me tomorrow on Ming and Ming. Ming on Ming tomorrow. I don't know what I'm doing. Just probably hanging out. I may try to put together, like, I saw some pictures of 2 knockoff He-Man from around the world, and I kind of want to make both of them. One's from Guatemala and one's from Korea, and I love both of them very much visually. One's called like Universe Prince, and I can't remember what the other dude's name is, but I'm like all about this now. So they're part swaps. I'll need some extra stuff, but and then on Wednesday, I may do crafting kids. So my thing with crafting kids is I've got my realm open. I need to make sure it's on create for everyone. And we're building the world for Extra Life. So I'm inviting anyone who wants to go into that realm to go in and just do whatever you want. Just go wild. I want it to be like an amusement park of horror. And by horror, I mean just like people who are going to play on that Extra Life go in and go, what the fuck threw up in here?
When are you doing that?
Whatever you want. You can go in whenever you want.
Oh,
But
hell yeah.
I think I might do it on Wednesday for an hour, just like as an actual, like, I will say I did die in crate mode. Yeah, I fell through the world.
I mean, it happens.
I broke bedrock and fell, and just like it was like, you're dead.
Oh,
That sounds like
No.
something I would do.
That
bedrock. That's
I don't remember putting a kill for here.
Yeah.
so just you know, that takes skill.
It does. It really
True.
does. I was building down and knocking bedrock out to put skulk sensors so low that no one would be able to find them. And then I accidentally apparently knocked a hole through the universe and fell in
oh
it.
my god.
And I was like, well, I killed myself in crate mode. That's
You
a
glitched
fucking-
through it. Oh my God.
That's a first, I think. So yeah, I don't even know where that was. I was working on it. But I got ideas for other things. Like I want to build a sky village. I want to build a ziggurat somewhere. I want to build a big pyramid half underwater.
Mm.
I want to do weird stuff. I also want to build like an empty high-rise area, like just an empty city.
I want
And
to
then
build a cult temple to like creepers or something.
Yeah, I thought that was a really cool idea. You were talking about, you're like, I'm going to build a temple just full of creepers. I was like,
Well, not just for, but like it's gonna be like they worship them, so there's gonna be a lot of green stuff and maybe a giant faux creeper that like they worship.
kind of like in James's game where he had Doug built a giant Generico head with its mouth open, which is the Nether portal. It is amazing. It may be my favorite thing Doug's ever built because it looks like fucking Generico.
I know what I want to build.
Build whatever you want. Like I said, I want it to be one of those things where when people go on to play for Extra Life, it's just this wild thing of just unbridled creativity and fun. I kind of thought about building like an MC Escher thing, but I was
Oh
like,
my
what
god,
I was
that's
like,
hard.
yeah, I was like, but would that be fun for anybody? I don't know. Anyway, I don't think in like practical, but like just like in appearance.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Anyway, that might happen on Wednesday or it might happen next Wednesday. I'm not sure yet. And then we'll be back on Sunday for prep school. Which I don't know what we're doing. I think Beard might come on and talk about like using Notion. Since he's been putting everything on Notion. But and then I don't know, next Monday, Town Outlands, we're back, baby. Lots of initiative to roll. You might as well all get them dice warmed up because whether it's social encounters or combat, that's what we'll be starting with across the board.
Sounds like a threat.
Shit.
It's not a threat, it's a fucking promise.
Oh.
That's a fucking threat.
Yeah. You mess with the bull, you get the horns. Anyway, thank you to the absolutely wonderful chat, as always. You guys rock. Thank you to the prep school crew who always help form all of these misshapen ideas. Thank you to the players, because without you, there is no fun. You guys are amazing, and you're so much fun to be around as well as to play games with. I really, really treasure all of you. And thank you to anyone who watches this in the future. Hope you had fun spending 2 hours and 45 minutes listening to us. If not, fuck you.